Hello, Pastor.
How are you, Kuda?
I've been okay.
Sure, that's great.
It's been a while since we discussed about the state of the dead.
Yes.
And as I was continuing to research about that topic, I came across an episode in 1 Samuel chapter 28.
28, yes.
That is about King Saul when he visited the witch at Endor.
Yes.
The Bible says that he requested from the witch to raise Samuel.
Yes.
Yet we already know that Samuel was dead.
Okay, yes.
So, may you explain what was happening in that instance?
Oh, thank you. I would want to, first of all, acknowledge and say this can be probably one of the most difficult texts when it comes to dealing with what the Bible teaches in regards to the dead.
Yes, that's true.
Because it's like the events were real.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's true.
But I hope also you do remember what we learned in the past, that angels can take the form of human beings. Please just take that in mind as we try to unlock this passage. Now, the first thing that I want us to appreciate, Kuda, is from that same chapter, 1 Samuel 28, verse 6. It says, when Saul inquired of the Lord did not answer him, either by dreams or by Urim or by the prophets.
Yes.
Okay? So, dreams, Urim, and prophets were three most popular or common ways through which God would communicate with his people or would deliver his messages to his people. So we are told here that God had closed all channels of communication with Saul, especially including also with all the prophets. Samuel was one of God's most prominent prophets during his days.
That's true.
So when Saul, seeks the services of a witch, and we are told that he asked the witch to bring up Samuel, we really need to put a question mark and say, was this really Samuel? Because we are told that God had closed all channels. Not even one of God's prophets was still allowed to communicate with Saul. So the question is, what exactly was it that was brought up by this witch?
Yes, that's the question.
And if you remember, we made reference to Genesis chapter 19, whereby Lot was sitting by the gates of the city and he saw two men approaching.
Yes.
He was convinced these were human beings because they had come in the form of real human beings. Even the other men of Sodom and Gomorrah, they were convinced those were strangers, visitors who had come to Sodom and Gomorrah. And that's why when they came to Lot's house by night, they said, give us the two men who entered into your house. We want to sexually molest them. If they had known that they were angels, they would not have been that brave. But because they were convinced these were just ordinary beings, they demanded that they be brought out to them. So angels can take the form of a real human being. Any angel, whether it's a bad angel, it's a fallen angel, or it's God's angel, it can come in the form of a human being, a real human being, and you can be convinced you were talking to a human being, yet you were talking to an angel. So when Saul went to this witch, which is all witches were agents of the devil, and they still are up to this day, the Ngangas and so forth.
And I actually remember that God had instructed Saul to chase all people who were involved with the devil out of the camp of the Israelites.
Even this woman actually mentioned it. Why are you coming to me? You know that Saul has killed all spirit mediums, and you want me also to die. So she was doing a thing now, undercover. So when Saul said, bring me up, Samuel, don't worry. Saul never saw this particular thing that was brought up. Because when you read verse 11, the woman said, whom shall I bring up for you? And he said, bring up Samuel for me. When the woman saw Samuel, the woman saw Samuel.
So it wasn't Saul.
It wasn't Saul who saw this. It was the woman. And we are saying, if this could not have been Samuel for two reasons. Number one, God had cut off channels, communication. Number two, there is no way a man of God will be found, like Samuel, of the stature of Samuel, will be found being an instrument of a witch, which God had said was an abomination. But the woman is seeing Samuel. So what is it that she's seeing? She's seeing an angel that has appeared in the form of Samuel, so as to convince Saul to do whatever he wanted to. And so when she saw Samuel, she cried out with a loud voice, and the woman spoke to Saul, saying, why have you deceived me? You are Saul. I don't know how she managed to link the two. She's seeing an angel in the form of Samuel, and she says, aha, you are Saul. And the king said to her, do not be afraid, what do you see? And the woman said to Saul, listen to what she said. I see a spirit ascending out of the earth. And when you read Hebrews chapter 1 verse 7, it says God can make his angels to be spirits.
That's true.
So the fact that the woman did not say, I am seeing Samuel, but she said, I am seeing a spirit.
Yeah.
And we are told in Hebrews that God can make his angels to become spirits.
Yes.
So definitely this was an evil angel which had taken the form of Samuel, which this woman was seeing. And so he said to her, this is now Saul, what is his form? And she said, an old man is coming up and he is covered with a mantle. And Saul perceived that it was Samuel. Saul never saw.
It was a perception.
It was a perception. Okay, if he's wearing a mantle, then it has to be Samuel.
Yes.
But the woman has been clear, I'm seeing a spirit coming up. And we are told that angels can take the form of a what? Of a spirit.
Yes.
So whatever conversation then pursued, we should know and appreciate the fact that Saul was dealing with an evil angel which had taken the form of Samuel, which had appeared to this woman like Samuel, which had appeared clothed like Samuel would attire himself during his days. Even if you were to read Judges chapter 6, Gideon saw a man standing. And he said, who are you? Are you on our side or you're on the enemy's side? Until the angel revealed to Gideon who he was. That's when Gideon said, oh, I'm done. This is an angel of the Lord. But he was convinced he was seeing a soldier. So an angel can appear even, attired like a warrior. And Gideon thought, oh, I'm done. He was about to draw his sword until the angel then said, no, don't worry. Come as the captain of the Lord's army. And then Gideon understood that, no, this was an angel. So an angel can take any form and can appear to you, even clothed like maybe one of your sisters. If she is late, if she was in a nurse, an angel can come to you wearing a nurse uniform, so that you are convinced. Because remember, like we said in the previous discourses, that the devil's greatest lie and first lie was, you will not surely die. That's what she told Eve in Genesis 3 verse 4. And he still wants to perpetuate that lie.
That idea,
and for him to do so, he uses his fallen angels so that they appear to us in the form of our beloved dead, even wearing the same uniform that they would wear when they were going to work, so that we are convinced we were talking with our beloved dead. And Saul was also convinced he was talking to Samuel. Yet this was a spirit, according to the woman, an angel that had taken the form of Samuel.
Thank you very much, Pastor. I think it has made some serious enlightenment about what was really happening there.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I'll come with
you're
more
always
questions.
welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks.